You meet someone new. They seem perfect. They say all the right things. They smile the right way. When you don't feel good enough deep down, they chase drama because it feels like passion. Many people don't fall in love with a person. They fall in love with an idea. They ignore red flags. They create stories in their mind. They hope someone will change. So we rush. You no longer chase people who don't see your value. You stop confusing pain with love. You're just learning. And now you're waking up. And most importantly, you learn to love yourself in a way that makes toxic love feel repulsive, not desirable. Dating the wrong people is not your destiny, it's a pattern. And patterns can be broken, but it starts with you, with your awareness, with your courage to stop settling, and with your choice to finally say, I deserve better. We settle. We compromise on our needs. But being single is not a punishment. It's a sacred time to rebuild your identity, to learn who you are, to grow into the kind of person who can recognize healthy love when it finally arrives. Because if you don't heal, you'll keep calling dysfunction fate, and you'll keep wondering why love always hurts. They fall in love with potential, not reality. But the truth is, love doesn't work like that. You can't fix people who don't want to grow. You can't force someone to be ready. You can't heal someone's trauma by loving them harder. And the longer you stay in relationships hoping someone will become who you need them to be, the more you lose parts of yourself. Healthy love starts with seeing people clearly, not through a fantasy filter, but as they really are. They get attached to people who create highs and lows because the emotional roller coaster creates adrenaline, and that gets mistaken for love. But real love is not chaos. It's not confusion. Your brain tries to fix the past by recreating it in the present. It will attract people who feel like your original emotional wounds, hoping that this time it'll go differently. But it never does, because healing doesn't happen through repetition. It happens through recognition. You have to recognize the patterns before you can break them. You have to stop choosing people based on chemistry and start choosing based on character. Who are they when things get hard? Do they communicate? Do they respect your boundaries? Do they add to your peace or take from it? It's not guessing where you stand. True connection is stable, supportive, and secure. But if your emotional baseline is filled with instability, peace will feel boring at first. That asks why so many people run from good relationships they were not used to being treated well. They say things like, it doesn't feel right, or the spark isn't there, when in reality, their nervous system is addicted to dysfunction. You will unconsciously attract people who confirm that belief. If you think you're unlovable or not valuable, if you had to be quiet, helpful, smart, or perfect to feel love, then, as an adult, you'll find yourself drawn to people who make you prove your worth. You'll feel responsible for making the relationship work even when the other person isn't trying. And every time they pull away, you'll try harder. Not because you love them, but because you fear losing that temporary value. It's not real connection. It's emotional survival. You'll be drawn to partners who treat you like you're hard to love. You'll accept crumbs. You'll mistake attention for affection. And sometimes you'll stay in situations that drain you simply because you're afraid of being alone. That fear of loneliness can be powerful. It can make unhealthy relationships feel better than no relationship at all. But settling isn't safety. It's emotional. Slow death. You start texting all day. The butterflies come in, and for the first time in a long time, you think, maybe this is finally it. But then it starts. The slow fade, the emotional distance, the confusion, the promises that don't match their action. And once again, you find yourself in the exact place you swore you'd never be, confused and wondering, why do I keep choosing the wrong people? You're not alone. So many people fall into the same cycle, repeating the same emotional mistakes, hoping for a different outcome. But this isn't just bad luck. There's a pattern, and that pattern is rooted in deep psychology. And if you don't understand what's really happening underneath the surface, you'll keep dating the same kind of person with a different face. So let's go Let's talk about why you keep attracting the wrong people. And more importantly, how to finally break the cycle. DODY, detailed psychological explanation in long paragraph form. Simple yet deep. The main reason people keep ending up in the wrong relationship is because we not choosing with awareness. We choosing from our wounds. We don't fall for people randomly. We fall based on the blueprint our mind formed during childhood. If you were raised in a home where love was inconsistent, maybe one parent was emotionally unavailable, or affection had to be earned, you learn that love is uncertain, unstable, and something you have to chase. That belief buries itself deep inside you and shapes your adult choices. So even when someone kind and consistent shows up, your mind rejects them because it doesn't match the chaos it's used to. You might say you want someone who treats you well, but your nervous system feels more alive around someone who's unpredictable. And that's not your fault, it's a survival pattern, but it can be changed. Another big factor is your subconscious. What also happens is people confuse intensity with intimacy. Let's also talk about fantasy. Another psychological trap is the belief that love must be earned. This comes from childhood experiences where affection was conditional. Then there's repetition. And sometimes we keep dating the wrong people because we haven't healed the part of ourselves that is afraid to be single. The truth is, the people you attract reflect the state of your inner world. When you heal, your standards rise, your clarity sharpens. If you found something in this video that spoke to you, let me know in the comments. You're not broken.